Britain is reeling after an unexpected bombshell from Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis shattered the royal family's carefully constructed image. What was supposed to be a simple Christmas party at Westminster Abbey turned into a moment of sheer honesty that no one saw coming. The royal walls built over decades collapsed in an instant. And the truth came out. Tune in because this is just the beginning. The truth has come to light and there is no going back. When silence falls in Westminster Abbey, the Christmas season should be characterized by warmth, friendliness, and family togetherness. And that is exactly what this event was intended to celebrate. Amid twinkling lights and festive decorations, guests were invited to write messages on a kindness tree. It was an idea from Princess Kate herself, a gesture intended to bring people closer together. But then a message came across that changed everything. Everything seemed to be going smoothly. Until Louis decided to be completely honest. With his usual enthusiasm, he proudly held up his note and thanked his grandparents for always taking the time to play with him. But something was missing. When asked why he didn't include Camilla, his answer hit him harder than anyone could have imagined. Without hesitation, he explained that she had promised to play with him, but instead she called him annoying and told him to leave her alone. The Abbey, previously filled with happy chatter, fell silent. Eyes darted around the room. Kate's serene smile faded. Prince William's expression became tense. And then there was Camilla, who for a brief moment lost her typical calm demeanor. The atmosphere changed instantly. The royal family has always projected an image of unity and tradition. But Louis's innocent comment peeled back a layer and revealed something more complicated. The Wales children have a close, loving bond with their Middleton grandparents, who are often seen baking, playing and spending time with them. But Camilla's relationship with them always seemed different. Less warm, more distant. Take King Charles, for example. He was seen gardening with his grandchildren and reading them bedtime stories. He fully embraced his role as a hands-on grandfather. Camilla, on the other hand, kept things more formal. Whether intentional or not, the emotional gap between her and the Wales children has not gone unnoticed. This has been even more evident at previous royal gatherings. At last year's Easter celebrations at Windsor Castle, the Welsh children spent time with their parents and King Charles, while Camilla was with her own family in another part of the castle. The physical and emotional distance could not have been clearer. Blended families can be complicated, but when your family is constantly in the world's spotlight, every interaction is scrutinized. William and Kate have made it their mission to give their children as normal a childhood as possible. Your home at Windsor Adelaide Cottage is a haven full of love, laughter, and the simple joys of childhood. Running around outside, playing board games, and spending cozy evenings with her Middleton grandparents. But no matter how protective they are of their children, moments like this one at the Christmas party showed that even the royals' lives are not without tension. Louis' comment wasn't just a harmless remark. It was an unfiltered moment of honesty from a child seeing things as they are. Charlotte noticed. As always, protective by nature, she often looks after her younger brother at public events. She can be seen holding his hand, guiding him through unfamiliar situations and making sure he doesn't become overwhelmed. It wasn't the first time she'd been by his side when things got tough, and it certainly wouldn't be the last. Camilla's complicated role in the family goes beyond purely personal dynamics. It is linked to a past that cannot be erased. For William, the memories of his mother, Princess Diana, and her well-documented struggles are ever present. Although he has remained polite and respectful towards Camilla, their relationship is formal at best. Kate, known for her grace and diplomacy, ensures that the children give her the respect she deserves, but doesn't push for a deeper connection. This creates a unique contrast. While the children's bond with their Middleton grandparents is full of warmth and familiarity, their interactions with Camilla remain stiff and distant. This was evident during Trooping the Colour, where Louis' playful antics stole the show. Yet there was an undeniable distance between him and Camilla. It's not just about personality differences. It's about history. It's about a legacy that still hangs over the royal family, shaping relationships in ways that may never fully heal. Welsh children grow up in a very different royal environment. While previous generations were expected to simply accept traditions, George, Charlotte and Louis are redefining what it means to be royal. Tree of kindness causes tension within royal family. The spotlight fell on Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, the younger members of the Welsh trio. Known for their playful nature and charm, these royal siblings usually make hearts melt wherever they go. But this time it wasn't the cheeky grin or Charlotte's attitude that caught the attention. It was what Louis said, or rather what he revealed, that called into question the monarchy's carefully cultivated image. But then he dropped a bombshell that could shake the monarchy to its core. It all started, quite harmlessly. The Abbey was lit up with festive lights, and guests were encouraged to leave handwritten messages of gratitude on a kindness tree, an idea initiated by Princess Kate to promote unity and reflection. Louis, lively as ever, proudly showed his card, lovingly thanking his grandparents for always playing with him. But things took an unexpected turn when someone asked why Queen Camilla wasn't mentioned in his note. Without hesitation, his answer hit like a thunderbolt. He mentioned that Camilla had promised to play with him but then called him annoying and asked him to leave instead. As if that wasn't enough, he added that he had caught her sitting alone and doing nothing at all. Cue the awkward looks and whispered mutterings. Kate's usually cheerful smile seemed a little forced as she rushed over to speak quietly to her son. Meanwhile, Prince William looked visibly worried, and Camilla's normally calm expression faltered for a split second. This moment of unfiltered honesty from him revealed something deeper, namely the palpable tension within the royal family. It's no secret that family reunions can be challenging, but when it comes to the royal family, every interaction is heightened in the public eye. The relationship between the Welsh children and their step-grandmother Camilla often seemed distant, a sharp contrast to the warm and playful bond they share with their Middleton grandparents. Take King Charles, for example. He was seen gardening with his grandchildren and reading stories to them, demonstrating a practical approach to grandparenting. Camilla, on the other hand, has remained more formal, and her interactions with the Wales children have been largely limited to public events. This distance was subtly highlighted during last year's Easter celebrations at Windsor Castle, where the Wales children spent time with their parents and King Charles, while Camilla was in a separate part of the castle with her own family. Moments like the Christmas service underscore the ongoing struggle to balance traditional royal duties with the realities of modern family dynamics. William and Kate have worked hard to provide their children with a grounded upbringing, away from the unrelenting control of palace life. Adelaide Cottage, their home in Windsor, is a sanctuary where the kids can run around, play board games, and even bake cookies with their Middleton grandparents. But no family tradition, no matter how cozy, can protect them from the complexities of royal relationships. His comment at the kindness tree was not just an inappropriate word from a child, but a rare glimpse behind the palace walls. It's moments like these that remind us that even the royal family is not immune to the challenges that come with mixing households and managing generational differences. In public, the palace appears closed and emphasizes the importance of the family unit. Privately, however, it is clear that not all relationships within the family run as smoothly as we would be led to believe. And then there is Princess Charlotte, whose protective instincts towards her younger brother are becoming increasingly clear. Whether she's guiding him through royal events or helping him navigate difficult social situations, Charlotte's maturity and poise are remarkable. At a recent garden party, she stepped in when he seemed overwhelmed by the crowd, quietly took his hand and helped him greet the guests. These small but meaningful moments highlight the close bond between the Wales siblings, a bond that seems to give them a sense of stability amid the chaos of royal life. The dynamic between Camilla and the Wales children is further complicated by the past. For William, the memories of his mother, Princess Diana, and her public confrontations with Camilla's role in the breakdown of her marriage to Charles are likely to be hard to forget. While William has always been polite towards Camilla, insiders suggest his interactions with her are cordial at best. Kate, always diplomatic, ensures that the children show respect but does not push for a closer relationship. This delicate balancing act is emblematic of the larger challenges the family faces in dealing with its complex history. Camilla's relationship with her own grandchildren is in stark contrast to her bond with the Wales children. At family gatherings, she often spends time with her grandchildren from her first marriage, which creates a noticeable rift. During last year's Trooping the Colour, for example, His playful antics made for a light-hearted moment, but observers noted the physical and emotional distance between him and Camilla. This divide isn't just about personal preferences or generational differences. It's a reflection of the complicated dynamics that have shaped the royal family for decades. Bringing families together is never easy, but when the world is watching, every misstep becomes magnified. For Welsh children, these challenges are part of growing up in one of the most famous families in the world. As the royals continue to navigate their evolving roles in a modern world, one thing is clear: the next generation is already shaking things up in ways no one could have predicted. Whether it's his candid observations, Charlotte's protective instincts, or George's quiet leadership, these young royals prove they're more than just figures for a photo shoot. They are real people with real relationships, navigating the complexities of family life like the rest of us, albeit in a much brighter spotlight. Charlotte, on the other hand, has carved out her own unique place within the family. She is known for her confidence and charm and is often seen stepping in moments of need. Her protective nature towards him, which is evident in public appearances, highlights her caring side. It's not just about being the middle child. Charlotte's personality shines through as someone who takes her role seriously, balancing playful sibling dynamics with surprising maturity. And then there is Louis, the youngest and probably liveliest of the three. His antics have become popular with royal watchers. From his cheeky expressions at events to his unfiltered honesty, he represents the more approachable, human side of the royal family. His openness and authenticity are qualities that endear him to the public, but they also bring challenges in a world where his every word and action is scrutinized. The interaction between these siblings is fascinating. While George sets the tone with his leadership, Charlotte provides balance with her caring demeanor, and he adds a touch of spontaneity and fun. Together, they create a dynamic that feels refreshingly normal despite their royal status. It's this balance between traditional roles and modern individuality that makes her so fascinating. Adding to this complexity is the role of their parents. William and Kate have gone to great lengths to protect their children from the enormous pressures of royal life. Their decision to move to Adelaide Cottage was not only to be closer to the Queen, but also to give them a sense of normality. The children attend Lambrook School, where they participate in sports, arts and other extracurricular activities that allow them to grow and learn away from the spotlight. This approach is also reflected in their family traditions. The Wales family is known for their Saturday morning pancake breakfasts, movie nights and outdoor adventures. These moments of togetherness support the children and give them a sense of stability and belonging, which is crucial in such a prominent family. These traditions are not just about creating memories, but also about instilling values and a sense of identity. While the public often gets to see the shiny side of royal life, these behind-the-scenes glimpses reveal a family striving for balance. It's not just about maintaining traditions, but evolving them to suit the needs of a new generation. The challenges they face, from public perception to navigating inter-family dynamics, are a reminder that even the most seemingly perfect families have their pitfalls. The relationship between the Wales siblings and their extended family is a microcosm of these pitfalls. The gap between the children's interactions with their Middleton grandparents and their more formal relationship with Camilla illustrates the challenges of a blended family. It's a dynamic that many can relate to, albeit on a much smaller scale. However, Camilla's role remains more ambiguous. Although she has made efforts to connect with the children of Wales, her bond with them is undeniably different. This difference has to do not only with personality, but also with history and context. The shadow of Diana's legacy looms large, shaping perceptions and interactions in subtle and profound ways. One comment sparked a whisper, but the deeper family history is even harder to ignore. Camilla's bond with Welsh children is under fire. The Westminster Abbey incident was a reminder of this evolving dynamic. It showed that even in the most controlled environments, moments of authenticity can break through. These moments may be uncomfortable, but they make the royal family relatable. They show that behind the titles and the pomp, they are a family facing the same challenges and joys as any other. As the world continues to watch the Wales siblings grow and develop, one thing is certain: your journey will be anything but ordinary. From the playful antics of Louis to the calm leadership of George to the caring presence of Charlotte, They are already making their mark on the monarchy. Her story is a testament to the power of tradition in balance with modernity, and it is a story that is far from over. The British royal family is no stranger to drama, but this latest twist has everyone excited. The monarchy was always sold as this perfect, harmonious symbol of tradition. However, behind this cultivated image, there often lies a tangled web of tensions and complex relationships. Now the spotlight is firmly on Queen Camilla and her connection to William and Kate's children, George, Charlotte and Louis. Let's face it, the dynamics are complicated and undeniably fascinating. Camilla's path to becoming queen was anything but straightforward. She was portrayed in the tabloid press as the other woman and, after decades of public criticism and scandal, married King Charles. She has undoubtedly worked hard to earn a place in the royal family, but Princess Diana's shadow cannot be ignored. For William, Diana's legacy is not just a memory, it is a cornerstone of his identity and upbringing. This makes Camilla's role in his children's lives inherently delicate and sometimes tense. William and Kate have tried to maintain a friendly relationship with Camilla and ensure that her role as Charles's wife is respected. However, cordial does not necessarily mean closeness. For George, Charlotte and Louis, their relationship with Camilla appears to be formal at best, in contrast to the warmth and deep affection they share with their maternal grandparents, Carol and Michael Middleton. Their interactions with Camilla seem rather distant. This difference is highlighted by the nickname they supposedly use for her, Gaga. While this sounds endearing on the surface, it also highlights the line between her role and that of a traditional grandmother. Public events often highlight this dynamic. At last year's Trooping the Color, George, Charlotte and Louis charmed audiences with their playful behavior and interactions with their parents and King Charles. However, Camilla's presence seemed rather incidental. While Charles warmly engaged with his grandchildren, Camilla's interactions seemed carefully choreographed and minimal. Observers couldn't help but notice the physical and emotional distance that fueled speculation about her role within the family. This distance is not just a question of personal dynamics. It is deeply rooted in history. William's unwavering commitment to honoring Diana's memory informs every aspect of his family life. Diana's values and legacy play a central role in how he and Kate raise their children. Stories about Grandma Diana are a staple in the Wales household and ensure her influence remains alive for George, Charlotte and Louis. This adoration of Diana inevitably presents a barrier to fully accepting Camilla, whose past with Charles is forever intertwined with the pain of Diana's story. Camilla's family dynamic adds another layer of complexity. She has her own children and grandchildren from her first marriage, and they remain her primary focus. At family gatherings, she is often seen gravitating towards her biological side, reinforcing the rift within the blended royal family. For example, during the Easter celebrations at Windsor Castle, Camilla reportedly spent time with her own grandchildren while the Wales family was elsewhere with Charles. These separate gatherings underscore the challenges of bringing families together within the strict confines of royal tradition. These moments of unfiltered honesty from the Wales children stand in sharp contrast to the traditional royal emphasis on propriety and restraint. William and Kate's parenting style is refreshingly modern and emphasizes openness and accessibility. This approach allows her children to express themselves freely, but also reveals the cracks in their family dynamic. Louis's remark and other candid moments have shown that even the most careful royal image cannot fully hide the complexities of family relationships. It was a long and difficult journey for Camilla to find her place in this dynamic. She has worked to be accepted within the royal family and the public, but the emotional connection with Welsh children remains elusive. Her close relationship with her own biological grandchildren only underscores the distance between her and William's family. It's a stark reminder that even in the most privileged families, merging two worlds is no easy task. The media portrayal of this dynamic further complicates the situation. Public opinion about Camilla remains deeply divided. While some admire her resilience and ability to withstand decades of criticism, others still see her as a symbol of the pain inflicted on Diana and her sons. This polarization shapes the narrative about her relationship with the Wales children and makes it difficult to separate fact from speculation. Are George, Charlotte and Louis keeping their distance out of loyalty to Diana's memory? Or is it simply the natural tension of a blended family? The truth probably lies somewhere in between. As George, Charlotte, and Louis grow older, their interactions with Camilla will undoubtedly evolve. Will they see her as a real grandmother figure, or will the emotional barriers remain? Whatever the outcome, her relationship with her will influence public perception of the future of the monarchy. These children are the next generation of royals, and how they navigate these complex family dynamics will set the tone for the future of the institution. In many ways, the tension between Camilla and the Welsh children reflects the larger challenges facing the monarchy in modern times. Balancing tradition with changing social norms, maintaining personal relationships under intense public scrutiny, and bringing families together within a rigid framework are the realities of royal life. Camilla's struggle to fully integrate into William's family is a microcosm of these challenges. The story of the royal family has always been one of love, duty, and resilience. Camilla's journey from slander to queen is a testament to her determination. However, her relationship with the Welsh children is a reminder that even in the best-run families, emotional bonds cannot be forced. Bridging the gap between her and the younger generation of royals will take time, effort, and a willingness to grapple with the complexities of their shared history. As the monarchy progresses, the relationship between Camilla and the Wales children will remain a central focus. It's a story that encapsulates the institution's larger struggles, reconciling the past with the present, maintaining unity in the midst of division, and adapting to the expectations of a modern world. Whether this chapter ends with healing or continued distance, it is a powerful reminder that even the most famous families are, at their core, deeply human. As these personal dynamics unfold, the public's fascination with the younger generation remains undiminished. George, the designated heir to the throne, represents the future of the monarchy. His upbringing is closely scrutinized, and every decision William and Kate make is a statement about how they will shape the next era. With her easygoing confidence, Charlotte has quickly become a standout and is often praised for her ability to charm audiences during public appearances. Louis, the youngest and most outspoken of the three, brings a refreshing touch of humor and spontaneity to royal appearances. The way these children interact with their family members, including Camilla, provides valuable insight into the evolving royal dynamic. On official occasions, their behavior reflects a mix of tradition and modernity. They are polite and well-mannered, but are not afraid to show their personality. These moments of individuality stand in stark contrast to previous generations, where formality often took precedence over authenticity. This change in approach is a direct result of William and Kate's efforts to create a more tangible and grounded royal image. The influence of external factors such as media and public opinion cannot be overstated. The British press has always shaped the history of the royal family, often heightening tensions or creating conflict where none exists. Camilla's relationship with the Welsh children is no exception. Every interaction, or lack thereof, is dissected and analyzed, adding to an atmosphere of speculation and intrigue. This relentless scrutiny puts additional pressure on everyone involved and makes it even more difficult to build real connections. Despite these hurdles, the monarchy's ability to adapt and develop remains one of its greatest strengths. While the relationship between Camilla and the Wales children is ongoing, it also offers the opportunity for growth and understanding. By addressing these dynamics openly and authentically, the royal family has the opportunity to redefine what it means to navigate modern family life within the confines of tradition. In the years to come, the developing bond between Camilla and George, Charlotte, and Louis will continue to capture the public's attention. Their interactions will serve as a gauge of the monarchy's progress in balancing personal relationships and public expectations. As these young royals grow into their roles, their ability to navigate these complexities will shape the future of the institution they represent. Through its experiences, the monarchy has the opportunity to show that resilience and understanding and pave the way to unity and strength, even in the face of profound challenges. A simple remark raised questions about traditions that seemed unshakable. Royal tradition shattered by a child's honesty. The United Kingdom has seen its fair share of royal drama, but nothing quite this bad. Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis have managed to make waves across the nation with their bold statements about Queen Camilla. And honestly, it's about time someone said something. Given William and Kate's modern approach to parenting, it's no wonder these young royals are speaking out. But not everyone is enthusiastic about it. For decades, the royal family has been shrouded in tradition, strict rules, and plenty of bows and curtsies. But William and Kate have been a breath of fresh air by actually raising their children like, well, children. No more nannies to do all the hard work. No more children to be seen but not heard. Now Charlotte and Louis seem to be using this freedom and living with it. Her recent comments about Camilla, regardless of the exact wording, are evidence that this new approach is starting to take effect. And let's just say it's making waves. Camilla has always been a polarizing figure. For some, she is the queen who carries out her royal duties with aplomb. For others, it is a constant reminder of a controversial chapter in royal history. However, Charlotte and Louis seem to belong to the generation that doesn't want to sweep anything under the carpet. These children grew up in an environment where talking about feelings is not taboo. It is encouraged. While this is great for building emotional intelligence, it's definitely giving the royal PR team a few gray hairs. Unlike previous royal generations, who are often raised by a team of nannies and only saw their parents on official occasions, William and Kate are determined to be hands-on parents. They have made it clear that they want to give their children as normal an upbringing as possible. That's why they chose schools like Lambrook, which offer a mix of academic rigor and extracurricular activities, as well as values such as kindness and community involvement. This is a far cry from the harsh and strict upbringing their ancestors endured. This balance between royal tradition and modern upbringing gives George, Charlotte and Louis a unique perspective that is relatable but also aware of their responsibilities. Kate's family, the Middletons, played a large role in developing this approach to parenting. Carol and Michael Middleton are actively involved in their grandchildren's lives, providing a steady and down-to-earth influence. They are the grandparents who bake cookies, plant flowers in the garden, and organize family games. This engagement is a refreshing change from the more formal and distant dynamics that once characterized the lives of the royal family. William and Kate's decision to involve the Middletons in raising their children gives them a level of warmth and closeness that is reflected in the children's personalities. Charlotte and Louis have become popular public figures in their own right. Charlotte's confidence and maturity are remarkable for her age. She often helps her younger brother during public appearances or charms audiences with her calm demeanor. Louis, on the other hand, steals the show. His antics at royal events, whether enthusiastically waving, making faces, or simply acting like a typical lively child, have endeared him to the public. Their authenticity stands in stark contrast to the more buttoned-up image of previous royals and is exactly what the monarchy needs to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. Despite their efforts to provide a sense of normalcy, raising children in the spotlight of the royal family is no easy task. The media is constantly under scrutiny, and every decision William and Kate make as parents is dissected by them. By encouraging their children to express themselves openly, they are taking a risk. On the one hand, they raise thoughtful, independent individuals. On the other hand, it is inevitable that this openness will lead to moments that shake up royal protocols. Just like Charlotte and Louis's comments about Camilla, the royal family has long been concerned with maintaining control of its image, its narrative, and its members. But in the age of social media and instant news, this kind of control is almost impossible. William and Kate seem to understand that clinging to outdated traditions will not help the monarchy. They try to fit in, starting with how they raise their children. It's a gamble, but perhaps the only way to keep the institution relevant in the 21st century. Charlotte and Louis's recent comments serve as a wake-up call. They show that the younger generation of royals is not afraid to challenge the status quo. They are willing to speak honestly, even if it harms the family's image. In some ways, that's exactly what the monarchy needs. The British public wants authenticity, and these young people are delivering it, whether the palace likes it or not. However, this courage also comes with its challenges. The monarchy is a tightrope walk. It tries to modernize itself without losing the traditions that define it. What's fascinating is how William and Kate's decisions reflect broader changes in society. The British public's expectations of the royal family have changed. People no longer want a distant, untouchable institution. They want a family they can build a relationship with. By sharing candid moments and raising their children with an emphasis on empathy and humility, William and Kate are fulfilling this desire. Photos released by Kensington Palace, showing the family walking, playing, or celebrating milestones, reinforce this image of closeness. But there's no denying that the royal children have enormous responsibilities ahead of them. Prince George is carefully introduced to his role as the future king. He attends important functions or important events and learns about royal traditions in an age-appropriate and non-intimidating way. Charlotte and Louis.